One local woman got a much closer look at El Chupacabra and lived to tell. Daniel and Natalie are about to meet Evelyn Esbry. She and her husband Walter used to live near Calama until she came face to face with El Chupacabra.
Now, Evelyn, whatever it was that attacked you that night, it must have been a terrifying experience.
Apart from terrifying, it was more traumatic than anything. I wouldn't like ever in my life again to live like that. It changed my life. It marked my life. What's even worse is that I'm not a believer. I thought people always made up stories. But it actually happened. It really amazed me, and it was very, very traumatic for me.
Can you take us through what actually happened the night of the attack?
I woke up at 5 o'clock to go to the toilet. Our toilet was an outdoor toilet, and I was walking. Something fell on my back. I turned around to see what it was, and all I saw was big teeth and big bright luminous eyes, and a very bad smell. It scratched me and bit me, and then I fainted. I can't remember anything else that happened to me apart from that smell. My husband found me lying on the ground.
¿Qué pasó? Evelyn, ¿qué pasó?
Walter, can you tell us about your experience of the morning that Evelyn was attacked?
I found her pale, fainted, and in shock. Well, all I can say is that the wounds amazed me, especially the ones on her hands, as they were straight lines. You could see they were made with 3 cloth. The ones on her back were deep wounds that bled. I imagine they must have been very painful, and immediately I thought this must be El Chupacabra.
She didn't bear the telltale puncture wounds, but the trio of claw marks corresponds with the eyewitness descriptions of a 3-clawed beast.
Evelyn, ¿qué pasó?
After Walter found Evelyn collapsed and bloody on the ground, he called the paramedics, who rushed Evelyn to the regional hospital.
The doctor there told my daughter to take me home because I had some sort of mental disorder and that I had self-inflicted the wounds and that I needed treatment to go and see a psychiatrist.
So, Walter, you are 100% convinced that a chupacabra attacked your wife?
Sí.
And these wounds healed up remarkably quickly, didn't they?
Yes, that was the most curious thing of all. We're talking about a creature that feeds on blood. A creature that is not particularly hygienic, so you can imagine its claws could cause some sort of infection, but it didn't. The wounds disappeared from one day to another.
Another person who was impressed with how quickly Evelyn's wounds healed was Dr. Rodolfo Gonzalez, the paramedic who was first called to the house and took her to the regional hospital.
I found scratches from her back, which were about 28 inches long, from the top of her back to the bottom of her back. Surprisingly, the scratches were straight and they were yellow. The lady was in shock. 3 days later, her injuries disappeared. That really amazed me. As I work in medicine for many years now, I've never seen injuries or scratches like that disappear so quickly.
Do you think that she inflicted the wounds on herself? And if not, what could be responsible for them?
For me, it wasn't self-inflicted. With all my years of experience, it appears to be something very strange. I believe it is hard for someone to create and inflict such wounds.
Do you think this was the work of a chupacabra?
Sí.
And if that wasn't strange enough, Evelyn claims that the creature communicated with her telepathically, just like Joe Uriel's chupacabra encounter 50 years ago in Arizona. Now, Evelyn believes that she had a telepathic link with the creature that attacked her. What did it say to her?
It told her not to fear, to relax, and not to fight it. It told her it wasn't going to kill her. I believe this is a thinking creature, a creature not from this world.
A creature from another world that subdues its victims telepathically? Pretty far out stuff, but It might explain why none of the animal victims appear to have any fight or flight injuries. Why they seem to give in without a struggle. In the meantime, the attacks in the Kalama region continue, as Daniel is about to find out when he meets with Erman or Janabel, head of the police precinct of Antofagasta.
Kalama's police department investigated the attack on Evelyn Esbry, but it's not the first time they've had reports of chupacabra encounters. Herman, you're in charge of the chupacabra investigation in Kalama. How many animals were attacked over what period of time?
We counted 232 animals throughout a 10-day period of the attack of the chupacabra.
Now that's quite a lot of animal attacks over a short period of time.
Well, for us, as you can imagine, it was very, very hard. You have to understand that this was the first time that we have ever faced a situation like this.
So what did your investigation conclude?
The conclusion, to be honest, is not really that clear. Personally, I believe it was a strange unknown animal. We could not establish what it was at all, but it was definitely something strange.
Once word of El Chupacabra's human attack got out, Evelyn and Walter were besieged by the media and other mysterious visitors. Investigators from Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, and even the United States descended upon the Esbry's home. After probing for details, they urged Evelyn to stop telling her story.
Who were these foreigners that came to visit you, and why do you think they wanted you to keep it quiet?
One tall man that had a beard, always wore black, and a brown jacket, and his partner, a white man with blue eyes. They never told me who they were, where they were from, or what they were doing. They just said they were chupacabra investigators. After 4 to 5 days, they stopped investigating. They told us they didn't have any evidence, and they even demanded us to stop talking about it because we were just crazy.
While the foreigners were investigating the chupacabra attack, the local authorities were also on the case. Although they still haven't tracked down a chupacabra, they have documented a rash of unexplained phenomena happening in the same area at the same time. As well as killing hundreds of pets and farm animals, this mysterious vampire-like creature has attacked at least one human mare.